because the rules are made up and the points don't matter. What's up, BookTube? It's Monty, and today, judging by the thumbnail, you might have assumed that we would be doing a Reading Rush TBR. That assumption would be incorrect. We're gonna go through the Reading Rush prompts, but this is really just a Friday Reads video. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Am I using the Reading Rush for clickbait and engagement? Maybe. Do I think this video is gonna do better? Maybe not, but you know what? It is what it is. So, now that we're out of the way, we are going to go through the prompts like I said, but I'm not changing any of the books that I already had planned to read, because the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Let's get into it, shall we? The first prompt for the Reading Rush was to read a book with the cover that matches the color of your birthstone. Fuck a birthstone. I think June has like a couple. There's like Alexandrite. Some people say Pearl, I think. I don't know. I don't care. It wasn't doing any Googling. For this one, I went with Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. I literally know nothing about this. I'm buddy reading this with Aaron over at Booked and Busy and Mina from Mina Reads. I am currently, as of filming this, like a good 100 pages behind on this buddy read because I did not read it all on Thursday. So, you hate that for me, but I am kind of enjoying the story. I think that the story does a lot of like really boring bits and then something exciting happens. And that's fine, that's okay. It is the first book in a series, so usually those aren't the best unless you're the folk of the air. But, you know, we all can't be folk of the air. But it's sci-fi, it's adult. I guess the show on Sci-Fi that moved to Amazon Prime, The Expanse, this was the inspiration for that. Not that I've seen it, but yeah, that's what I chose for that prompt. Love the picture. Here's the cover. Y'all been looking at it for a minute now. The next prompt was to read a book with the word "the" in the title. But I went with The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This is the Unfriendly Black Hotties Book Club book for the month of July. All I know about this one is that it is about sisters, one of whom, I think they are both white passing, but one of whom has been living as a white woman, and the other twin has been living as a black woman, and something forces them to come together after some time apart. Two of the hotties had finished it, and they both gave it some decent ratings. I think Alana just finished it. She was like the third person, and she made it sound so boring until like halfway through the book. So I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm excited to get to it. There will be a live show. Down in the description box, you can find the Hotties YouTube channel and the Twitter, so you can be up to date on that kind of information, because I don't have that date for you. And the end of the month is rapidly approaching. The next prompt was to read a book that inspired a movie you've already seen. I'm not doing that. The next one was to read the first book you touched. For that one, I'm going to go with They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman, because, how are you going to say I didn't touch it first? It's a stupid prompt. I'm going to give you a book that I'm going to read. I was sent this by Penguin Teen. It's a digital arc, but I was sent that by Penguin Teen. Full disclosure there. But that one is I think the girl died like a year ago, because I started reading this a couple weeks, or last week, but I put it down when the formatting was terrible. Which was fortuitous because the NetGalley shelf app is actually formatted better than the Kindle version. So I'll be reading it on my phone, which I'm not looking forward to, but the sacrifices we make as book reviewers, or people who talk about books. If you missed that bit of drama, that came back up again. But yeah, that's what I'm going with for that prompt. The next prompt was to read a book completely outside. And I know they've addressed this prompt, but that's all I gotta say. The next prompt is to read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. pick a book on the TBR. I haven't talked about Prior of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I'm joining that buddy read late. The rest of the hotties who are doing this buddy read are like done with the book or near done with the book. I'm just here to dismantle. And then the last prompt, is this the last prompt? Yes. Which is to read a book that takes place on a different continent than where I live. I don't think fantasy counts. The Priory definitely takes place on a completely different continent. But I'm also listening to Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I will probably finish it before the reading rush starts, so again, we're scamming the system. But I'm hating it, but it takes place in the United Kingdom, which is part of Europe, so I'm going to count for that prompt. So if you missed it, the Friday reads was They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. That's the murder prep school plot situation. The Vanishing Half, the white passing sister, the sister living as black, some kind of conflict there, literary adult fiction. Prior to the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, that was everybody's favorite sapphic dragon book from last year. I think it's recently caught some heat because something was going on there. I don't really remember what the heat was for in the sapphic reading discourse, because I don't read sapphic books like that, but I think there was some discourse. Look into it on the book Twitter. And then Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall, which is a male-male enemies to friends. Enemies to lovers fake dating plot line that I think is terribly written. But we're 80%, not even 80%, that's a gross exaggeration. I'm like 70% of the way through. I have the arc. I got an early listener's copy from Libro, so we're finishing it. That is getting done. But that's what I have for you today on this Friday Reads. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys back here on Monday for some live reading sprints at noon Pacific. But until then, and until next time, bye.